Welcome everybody to Funeral Nation episode 207. I'm Ryan Thogmartin. That is Jeff, the Funeral Commander Harbison. And then we have a special esteemed guest, Mr. Poul Lemasters. Welcome, Paul.
Hey, good to be here, man. Yeah, fantastic. Always good to see you guys. I feel like I've almost got regularity status with you all at this point.
Well, Paul, if you weren't such a well-rounded guy, we can only be very specific when we need you on here. We haven't even got to the really good stuff of what you actually do from the ball field. We actually spend more time on your extracurricular activities than we do what you actually do.
It is a crazy time. I know. I think I've talked more about like cocktails and odd things like that than I have like cremation. It's nuts.
Yeah, well, it's it's a good thing too because everybody needs a diversion. And speaking of diversion, we had you on with our group last week with the C&J Cigars and Cocktail Hour.
Yeah,
that was a slam dunk, was it not, guys?
that was awesome, man.
Yeah. So as we get going here, we're going to have you and talk in just a few minutes, Paul, about your coat drive. So let's go ahead and run that C&J promotional.
We may be the largest insurance assignment company in the funeral profession, but that doesn't mean we've lost touch with our roots. Here in Rainbow City, Alabama, our priorities still come down to a welcoming smile and a handshake that says we keep our promises. With all the tools and technologies that assure blazing fast turnaround, what really matters is much more old school. Personal responsibility, integrity, relationships, and the pride that comes from hearing yet another client say, "You came through for us when it mattered." C&J eliminates the challenges that funeral homes have in processing insurance death claims. If cash flow is vital to your business, welcome home.
All right, we're back. So, Ryan, why don't you take off, or excuse me, Paul, why don't you take off and share with us your coat drive? We were talking before recording this that I believe you've been here as a regular guest since 2015. And so it's grown. You've done a wonderful job. So fill us in of how the Funeral Nation can help you.
Absolutely. So yeah, this is kind of like I know we're in the midst of collecting when I'm on the show because this has become an annual thing now. It's awesome. It's our last big push for donations. I mean, so this has grown. We started way back in 2009 with my kids. Literally, it was my kids, and we did 4 coats. And every year we've tried to do just a little more. That's kind of our motto: just a little more, just a little more. And so last year was our biggest year. And one thing, just so everybody knows, we're a little different. We don't ask for people to donate coats. We ask people to donate money. We'll buy the coats because part of our program is it's mostly geared to kids, although we do help all whole families, of course, but mostly kids. And it's one thing to get a coat to be warm. It's quite another to be proud of a brand new coat that you picked out. And so that's really part of our whole mission is we want kids to shop for coats, bring them out. And so we ask for the money, we buy coats. And last year we hit 1,100 brand new coats that we gave out.
Wow.
And this year, I think we're looking more than that, a little bit more, like every year, a little bit more.
That's fantastic.
That's awesome.
Thanks, guys.
You're doing you're doing hats and gloves as well in some cases too.
Yep. There's a few schools that put out requests for hats and gloves, so we fill those needs as well. So we try to hit everything we can, and it's an odd year though. I mean, I got to tell you, most of the schools we're working with, we're still in the midst of figuring out how we do the handouts. It's not going to be the same. It's a little more labor intensive. We've got to really do orders. So we've been sending out like order forms to schools so that the parents can, get the size, and we'll probably do a lot more delivery. So it'll be a different year. And the saddest part is that we have more people in need this year. One of the local places that we work with is the St. Vincent de Paul, and we have become their largest single entity donor of coats that they have in the whole metro area. And so every year they're like, are you going to help? Are you going to help? I have created a monster though, because at this point, if I ever said, you know what, actually, we're not doing it this year, somebody may come after me. So we got to do it. And I don't mind. But she said, are you in this year? We know it's weird. And I said, yeah, of course. She said, well, just so you know, we normally have requests for a few thousand every year of people in need for various things, including coats. This year, she said, we're already over 14,000.
Oh, wow.
So
Wow.
it's, and the worst part is there are more families in need that have never needed help before because of everything going on. But at the same time, we have less people that are able to help. So it's the worst that it could be. We need more, but we have less people that can give, and so we're really and I feel it. I know it's different. We're not struggling. We're going to do it, but it's definitely not the same.
Well, that's something, Funeral Nation, we've got a, in fact, it's interesting. Ryan and I, our show last week is one of the most viewed shows recently. You know, we talked about the convention, and you know what? We didn't spend as much money to go. We haven't done things, you know, that we ordinarily in the past. And this is a worthy cause for our profession to step up. So I implore people who are watching this, we're going to have all the information up here. Ryan, you're going to distribute it as well through Disrupt Media. You know what? Anything counts. Do something
Yep.
so that we can help out these folks.
Well,
Yeah.
Paul, you've got some. This isn't like the thing that I love about your coat drive is that it's not just writing a check and that's it. You've got some creative ways to give and receive and be involved. So, tell us one where we can go to get involved, and then some of the things that you've put together.
Absolutely. So yeah, first of all, I'll put the name of where you go first, and then I'll repeat it again later. It's simple: www.coatdrive.org. And I am still amazed that I am able to get that website. I don't know how nobody got that. I got it. So when we wrap this whole thing up, I don't know, 20 years from now, I figure I'll sell it, raise $1 million, and then we'll go out with a bang, give away a ton of stuff. But anyway, coatdrive.org. But yeah, you're right. One of the things I felt bad about when we started this is people were donating from outside of our area. And I admitted that, you know, people would say, Paul, I'd like to help, but you know what? What's in it for me? And I get it. People, you know, I get it. So we started early on, always trying to offer something. So when people made a donation, they got something for themselves. So it's kind of a win-win. We've done everything from, we did funeral home forms and contracts. We've done cremation authorization forms and packets, and we've tried to hit the death care profession. We've done policies and procedures. We tried to do it all. Now this year, what we did is we really went, I don't know if we went south, but we went a different direction. And this was not intentional, but you know, here I am, I'm in the Blue Monkey Quarantina right now. And we've been making drinks since the quarantine started. We haven't stopped. And we had people that became regulars. People said, Paul, when are you going to put a book out? You need to sell all these, you know. And I said, you know what? We are going to do it, but we're going to tie it back to the charity. So everything that comes out of the Blue Monkey Quarantina, whether it's a shirt, barware, we got Pilsner glasses, we got shakers, any merch. Plus we have a cocktail book. It's like 180 pages long. It's full color. It's beautiful. Anything that we sell out of here, 100% of the profit goes to the coat drive. We don't keep a penny of it. Matter of fact, actually, I'm an idiot sometimes on how I do things. And I end up like, you know, some things we don't even charge shipping on. So I eat all those costs myself. I want all the money to get to the coat drive so we can buy some more coats for kids.
Awesome.
Love it.
So let's get engaged here, Funeral Nation. I think that we can make some calls out. You know, Ryan, I think Funeral Nation, certainly we need to make a donation. And let's do that. We'll start it off. I'll call our folks. I'll call around, and let's put this out. I mean, it's a worthy cause. It's something we can come together with as a profession to help out, because, you know, winter's winter. I mean, you can see I'm wearing a sweatshirt now because we're we're going to be 70 today here in Phoenix. And I get it when you're cold, right?
You might have
But
to send you a coat.
on the other hand, I've got a few coats in the closet we got to dig out there. But yeah, Paul, you've just been wonderful in this position in our industry as a leader. And I appreciate what you do. And Ryan, I know that you're involved with lots of things, philanthropic. That's a
Yeah.
big word for me to.
It is. That's a huge word.
When you said you went south, I started to go, hey, wait a minute. But then, I'll give you a little bit. So I threw the philanthropic out there to say, hey, the South can rise again too,
There
right?
you go.
In a positive manner to help someone else.
Level it up.
Love it. Love it. Well, I mean, it's a great thing. It's something that I know, Jeff, you and I from Funeral Nation look forward to helping out with each year. It's something you can feel good about. And this year is different. And there's a lot of opportunity to help and to give. And also, I've got a sneak peek at the Blue Monkey Quarantina cocktail book. It's a great table piece. So, make sure you at least get 1 or 20 and pass them out. They would make great client gifts for companies out there. So, any way that you can help out with the co-drive and give back, I think this year it's going to be more than ever. So, Paul, thank you for coming on. Thank you for what you do. You've been active, extremely active through the quarantine with your show, with things that are going on in the death care space, participating in Funeral Nation episodes and cigar happy hours, and it's always a fun time when you're around and you're a part of things. So thank you so much for being involved.
You guys are awesome. I appreciate you guys have been with me through all this, which is awesome. And last shameless plug, we still carry all the old school stuff that we put out years ago, because I love it. I've had to reorder. We did that game, Corpses Attempt Hilarity. The original version, 100 cards, and take off of Cards Against Humanity, and then we have a second set, Corpses Attempt Hilarity, the oversized casket edition, which is 200. And so there's 300 cards out there. It's a great little, especially for death care. If you don't have it, it's the greatest little party game you can have. All the cards shaped like caskets, and people still grab that. We'll sell probably over the year 100 sets of those.
Awesome.
And it's fun getting it out there. And again, all that goes to the coat drive. None of that stays here. We put it all out.
Excellent.
You're a good spirit, my friend.
I need to do a lot for the makeup of the past, so this is.
We aren't talking about that.
Yeah. We'll save that for another episode.
That's right. That's a confessional show.
Save.
Awesome. All right. Well, Paul, thank you so much. And hopefully we get to see you in person, knee to knee, sometime in the near future.
Yeah. Amen.
All right. Until next time, have a great effing week.
Cheers.